I'm advocate Abhay Apte, and it's my great pleasure to talk a bit about the future of sports laws. But before I do that, I sincerely appreciate this effort taken by Zadwar group of institutes and especially the law college. This is truly an emerging area because till now people have been talking about sports law, but it is very much emerging. If you see the recent history, IPL has become very famous in India, which is one of the top 4 leagues in the world, even comparing with the European soccer. Similarly, Kabaddi is also picking up, badminton is also picking up. So in sports, there are a lot of leagues which have now started. See, when the sport gets professional, when it becomes commercial, obviously law is going to come there. If you see the big leagues, obviously there will be contracts, there will be players' contracts, there will be transfer of players, there will be relationship between the associations and federations. So all those things would definitely require a specialist knowledge of sports law. If you see the future of sports law, I think we will have to consider 4 or 5 important points. First point obviously is about the players, that is athletes, and also about the associations with which they work. To give a little history or background that I have about it is that I was fortunate to have an opportunity of working like a sports administrator because I was the president of Maharashtra Cricket Association. I was also working with BCCI on different committees for about 5 years. I was part of BCCI marketing committee. I was also part of BCCI legal committee. So this opportunity gave me a very good idea as to how law is so important in the shaping of the new field of sports. The athletes would definitely require legal support for the purpose of entering into contracts, for the purpose of entering into their sponsorship rights. They also get a lot of advertisements. So everywhere a lawyer has a role to play, and this is where one of the important areas is going to be the sportsman or the athlete himself. Now, as the sports is developing, a lot of money is coming into it. The associations, federations, boards also need a solid legal support. Every association, every federation, right from drafting its constitution till having disputes resolution with players, with other members, with different bodies, they definitely need lawyers, and then law plays an important role in properly administering these bodies. If you see, even in cricket, there was a court drafted constitution. Justice Lodha committee was appointed, and then new constitution came into play. So huge legal work was involved into it, while interpreting it, while even differentiating it, disputing it, and while implementing it. Sound legal knowledge is needed. Basically, remember that for every field you have to be basically a good lawyer, because ultimately the Contract Act, the Constitution, the competition law, so many laws are implemented, and still there is enough scope for new enactments to come. Like if you see cases of match fixing, cases of doping, there are a lot of other cases where still there is enough scope for it. I think one more important area for the sports law, why students should take it up and what is the future for it, is also because of the strict regulations that the world bodies will have on the points of doping and such other issues. You can see many good champions having lost their medals because they were not clear as to what needs to be used, what needs not, which should not be used. And then to formulate those regulations, to accept them, you again need some sound legal knowledge. There are some areas which have literally taken over the sports in its cover. Media rights. As you know, with media, the sports has gone to the next level. So to enter into proper contracts with media, you again need the sports law to chip in. If you see the important sports in India, they have been getting enormous support from the media houses, and that is because there is a fan following. So lawyers have a lot to do with these media rights, with these media issues also. If you see, there are disputes as the game has become professional. There will be a big work of dispute resolution. So, a good lawyer has to always work towards understanding the law and trying to resolve these disputes. There are a lot of arbitrations now because of the contracts and a party's contention that the agreement has failed. So for that also you need lawyers. So there is a multiple activity which is around sports, which is going to be here because earlier it used to be only one big Olympic and nothing else. But today so much of money is flowing into sports. People have taken sports as their career, and that is why we need a professional team of lawyers who is going to support this stream. Now if you see, even the Indian government, it has come out with a fresh policy which is somewhat like Khelo India, in which also they have seen how sports can be used as a good economic center, and whenever that comes, the lawyers will have a big role to play. One more important reason why the lawyers should get into this is also because this is an emerging area. You are not going into an area which is already established. As I have told you, there are still a lot of areas where there is enough scope for evolving and developing. So this is the right time when you can study sports law. Sports law is that area of law which specifically looks after the sports. Now if you can do that, by the time the entire field reaches a certain level, you will always be there. In all the associations, in all the big federations, in all the world bodies, you see some contracts, some conflicts always getting, and many firms are emerging which have got specialist knowledge about the sports law. Many institutes are also coming up, and there is a need that more and more professional knowledge is given in this subject. So my bit of advice to all of you who are studying law is that do seriously consider this as a field. Don't get carried only by the glamour, only by the area, only by your likes about a particular sports, but try to use your knowledge of a lawyer into this area, and then the combination of your favorite line and your knowledge will be fabulous. I wish all the best to all of you for selecting the right area. Thank you.